What is going on, everybody? It is Destroy with Dylan back with another video, and this is a very early. I know we just had the roster update a couple days ago, but this is the first uh, kind of an early look at players that I'm investing in. The earlier you can get them before the roster update, the cheaper they're going to be, especially if they're playing well. People are just going to sell them for cheap, and then once maybe a couple days before the roster update, people are going to buy a lot. So even if they don't hit that level, if you're not confident that they're going to hit that next level, um, bronze to silver, silver to gold, gold to diamond, you can always make a profit if you invest in them early and then sell them right before the roster update. So the first player I'm going to talk about is Danny Duffy. The reason I'm looking at Danny Duffy, so far this season, he is 4-1 with a .6 ERA, 30 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts, only two earned runs, and 20 hits in 30 innings. That's what's crazy. So we're looking at some of his games. Um, he's played against Cleveland, the Angels, Tampa Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota. The only two games he's allowed to run is against Minnesota and the Angels. He doesn't go deep into games. I think that's just because of how many pitches he throws. And he's not a huge strikeout guy either. 34 strikeouts in 30 innings. I mean, he's still averaging a strikeout an inning and then some. But, I mean, other than that, like a .6 ERA for a 75. Um, and especially with his price. His price is his price is right at 370 for the buy now. You can look, and about 306 if you create a buy order. And this is a guy that is looking really good right now in terms of going to gold. So he is definitely someone that I'm investing in for the next roster update. Alright, guys, the second player that I'm targeting is John Means. Now, I know you're probably asking, a Baltimore pitcher? And yes, I'm not, I'm not crazy going after him, but he's definitely someone that I'm taking a look at. I mean, for Baltimore pitcher, his numbers are pretty good. So far this year, he is 3-0 with a 1.7 ERA, 37 innings pitched, and 38 strikeouts. So yet again, not a big strikeout guy. You don't always need a strikeout guy, and he's got a .84 WHIP. So that's always nice. We look at his games. He's pitched against Boston, the Yankees. I know the Yankees aren't really as reliable as or as credible offensively as they have been, but still, Seattle, Texans, and then two games against Oakland, and then no, that's it. Sorry, two games against Oakland, and he's due to pitch coming up either today or tomorrow. And yet again, guys, just going over, like, anything can change in 2 weeks. Like, this guy can come out and get slaughtered in his next game. This is just an early-ish look at some players that I can get for a lot cheaper than when it gets closer to the roster update. So, if you go back and look at my last video, that was closer to the roster update, and most of those guys went up significantly. So it's just a suggestion. It's just my insight of who I'm investing in. You don't have to. You could tell me I'm dead wrong. It's okay. But it's just people I'm going after. But yeah, he gets more innings pitched, especially his last three starts. He's at least gone to the seventh inning in those three starts, and he's only given up 3 runs in his last 3 games. His strikeouts, he's got 24 in his last 3 games, so that's also something that I like. His strikeouts have gone up against the Rangers and against Oakland. But yeah, he is somebody else that I'm targeting, especially on a Baltimore team. Doesn't hurt to get a lower overall team to invest in one of their players that are playing really good. So definitely another pitcher I'm targeting. All right, guys, and we have another pitcher for the third player I'm targeting. Um, it's Mark Melanson, and the reason I'm targeting him is it's really simple. For one, he's cheap. He's only got a buy now of 209. You can create a buy order at 121. He's usually around 100 as far as getting those buy orders in. But the reason I'm targeting him is because he is the league leader in saves right now. For a league leader in saves, that is definitely someone that is going to get a bump in overall. Granted, he's just doing what he's supposed to do. They send him in, and he gets the outs. He has yet to allow a run in his last 5 games. The only run he's allowed is against the Dodgers. He did end up pitching 2 innings in that game and did get tagged up for a run. That was his only run. But he does have 9 saves, like I said, leading the league in saves. 13 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, so not a huge strikeout guy. He gets 1 strikeout per inning. He's only walked 1 batter too, which is impressive. And that yet again was against the Dodgers. I mean, you look at who he's came in to get saves against. It's mostly his division. It's Dodgers, it's Arizona, it's San Francisco. That's who he has most of his numbers against. But like I said, the main reason I'm targeting him is just because he has the most saves in the league, and that's someone you go after. So yeah, like I said, not an expensive player, not somebody that I expect to go diamond, anything like that, but someone to hopefully go gold towards the coming months. And if I invest a lot in him right now at 121 and he goes to a gold and he's selling for at least 1,000, that's almost a 10 times profit right there. I know it's more long term, I get it, but if I can get him right now for dirt cheap when he is leading the league in saves, I'm going to get him. Alright guys, the last player that I'm targeting, at least for now, I do have a gold player that I'm going to announce next week. I really don't try to go after gold, I try to go after the bronze, uncommon, and then silvers, just because they're a lot cheaper. They're for anybody to get. If you have more stubs, you can go after the gold players and stuff like that, and go after some of the more highly touted silvers. I'm just trying to make it so anybody can get these players at any time. But my last player is a positional player, and it is Austin Riley. The reason I'm targeting Austin Riley is this season he has a 329 batting average, 431 on base percentage, 28 hits in 85 at bats, 16 runs, only 3 home runs, and only 7 RBIs. But more importantly, this is a 2-week thing. So like I said, he could play bad and drop off, but his last 15 games that he has, he's batting .465 with a .571 on base percentage. He's got 9 walks in those 15 games, and he does have all 3 of his home runs in those 15 games. But yeah, somebody that's playing that well, I just have to target. I mean, it's hard to not target someone that's this on fire. He just went 4 for 4 yesterday against Toronto as well. But yeah, somebody that's on a team like the Braves, where all the other bigger names are there. Austin Riley still has a name. He's only 24, so it's not like he's getting too overshadowed. But his numbers, like I said, are just really impressive. I mean, if you go to his last 7 games, he has a .519 batting average and a .567 on base percentage. So, I mean, he's really, really on fire for a 72 overall and a guy that's that on fire. Granted, I think his power might go down just a little bit, but his contact has got to go up. Definitely his vision, too, for the amount of walks. And he's only got 12 strikeouts in 15 games, so that's less than a strikeout per game, which is definitely another stat that you want to target. But yeah, for 72 overall, and by now 98 stubs, and you can create a buy order at 71. I mean, he is way too cheap right now to just be selling for that and be a 72 overall. So that is player number 4, the 4 players that right now I have on my list. I still have most of those guys from the other list. I mean, most of them are playing phenomenal, but I thought I'd throw some new names in there, guys. So I did. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know who you guys are targeting for the next roster update. I know of the gold players, I do, but I'm trying to go after more the lesser known name players so we can help a lot of guys out that struggle to make stubs and are really grinding to get their players. So definitely hope you guys enjoyed.